Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. It is another edition of the Sunday Bunch here on SAFC Fan TV. Joining me tonight, we've got Terry, Jacob, and Lee. Jacob, how's your day been?
Yeah, not too bad. Pretty lazy, just watching football all day on the sofa, and also a sweet feeling knowing now we're the only unbeaten side on home soil in the Premier League this season, thanks to Arsenal.
Right, doubly bad day for you though, Jacob, with like Sunderland getting beat yesterday and your other team, Arsenal, losing as well.
Couldn't care less. Couldn't care less. And we're going there in 2 weeks, so hopefully momentum's with us.
Whatever. We still don't believe you. Terry, how's your day been?
It's the usual Sunday, chilling out, relaxing, bit of exercise, bit of housework, the usual.
Housework and exercise. What? Oh, you know how to live. And
living
Lee,
the dream, mate. Living the dream.
Yes, Lee over in Spain. I always ask what the weather's like. I'm not going to ask you what the weather's like this time because you did send me a video earlier, and it's raining. Yes. How's your day been in the rain, Lee?
As you can imagine, Philly, it's been spent watching football all day on the couch and just chilling out.
Right, fantastic. All right, listen, of course, we are sponsored by Wolf Competitions this season. Massive thank you to them, wolfcompetitions.co.uk. There's a link in the description if you want to go and check them out. Of course, we are live, which means you can have your say. Join in the show. Come and tell us all about it. Already on there, Paul Spector. First up says only unbeaten team, best support in the world. We're not the only unbeaten team like in the world, but who's still not unbeaten at home, Terry?
Bromley in League Two.
There you go, Bromley in League Two. Dave Common is there. Dave the Rave. Hello, Dave. How you doing? David Joblin, Brian Robson, Brian Watson.
Brian Robson.
I like Connie. Ian is on there, as is DJ Sizzler Watson. Join in, be part of the show. That's what you got to do. We're going to start, of course, yesterday. West Ham 3, Sunderland 1. And I know I said this like all the time, right? But I must watch, right, a different game for everybody else, unless my expectations are just not as high as everybody else's, because I didn't think we were that bad yesterday, right? But then I watched Terry's vlog, and he's saying it's the worst we've ever played in the world.
Thank you, Terry.
You know what I mean? And
it's the worst first half we've ever played, yes.
Yeah,
there we go.
I don't. Is that not just because we were 3-0 down? I just don't get it. I thought. Oh, anyway, yesterday, right? Team news out. No Jaca. All right. Your thoughts on that, Terry?
Well, I was gutted, devastated. I had no idea he was injured until the team sheet came out. Somebody mentioned it about an hour before the game, and I was thinking, I hope not. Hope that's just bullshit. But yeah, when there was no Jaca, I just thought this was going to be a long afternoon. I just knew. I knew because when I seen the team line up, Hume's not a midfielder, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was on. I mean, Jalsy and Steve sort of had said he was going to be. He's out for a bit of a while, apparently, but I don't know.
6 to 8 weeks.
Is he out 6 to 8 weeks?
But I mean, that's a rumor. I think Reggie might not give the full extent of it away, even when he finds out. But that's the early indication we've got.
Right. Okay. So Jacob, no Jaca in the team. Was it a shock to you as well?
Obviously, it was a shock considering there was no real indication until the rumours came out on social media the morning of the game. I think there was just numbness and just a lack of confidence within the away end when his name wasn't mentioned in the starting lineup. I think had Jaca been on the pitch, it would have been a massive difference. I know he's looked a bit leggy, a little bit tired of late compared to what he's been at the start of the season, but just having his presence there on the pitch just, carries on the team. Was it gets the team going when we're under the cosh in games. And him not being there, it'll be really interesting to see what we have in terms of a backup to get through this tough period. Now, that's obviously, we don't know the full extent of his injury, but if it is the rumoured 6 to 8 weeks, then we need to come up with a solution quickly. We've got tough fixtures coming up.
Right, okay. I mean, I was on here, Emma saying on the chat, good evening, bad day at the office, plus still the only team unbeaten at home now this season in the Premier League. I mean, I was willing, when the match was on this afternoon, I was willing Arsenal to get beaten. Karen was saying, well, why do you want them to get beat? So, of course, I'm saying, well, it then keeps them easier to catch. We can still catch them then. Not knowing that I wanted them beat because I want to be the only unbeaten side, but never mind. And she called us, well, I won't tell you what she called us because, well, I can't really.
You
Lee,
can't go on.
no, I really can't. No, honestly, because her language was foul, terrible. Anyway, no Jaca in the team, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, I read about it on Friday evening, Philly. It was on the Sunderland message board from a new member who posted saying that Jaca was out for 6 weeks. He wasn't playing. Don't shoot the messenger, etc. He got a lot of shit for it actually because he was a new member and normally don't really trust new members. But I got another message at 3 a.m. from one of my friends in USA, who's a Sunderland fan. He said the same thing, that he'd heard that Jaca's out from someone 3 weeks. Again, you don't know what to say, and then when you see the lineup and he's not there, you think, well, I think he's been carrying a knock for a little while actually. I think he doesn't look full 100% fit. But I mean, the fact that he travelled there yesterday and he offered someone out as well suggests that I wouldn't be too worried.
Yeah, all right. Just very quickly, Scrappy Dog says saw Jacob on the telly during the match. I don't know if you watched Match of the Day. And you saw him on there.
The cameras picked me up looking miserable.
Yeah, well, apparently Jacob's had some promo photos printed as well, which he's going to autograph. If anybody wants one of those, then contact us and we'll send them out.
I will not be giving those out. Thank you.
Well, we will. Right, okay. Ian saying, you what, Phil? I know. When I said I didn't think we were that bad, I wasn't as concerned. I don't know. Anyway, Emma says diabolical first half. Apparently, no Jaca in the team then. All right, so we'll get over that shock. And then we put Hume in his in Jaca's role. So what were your thoughts on that then, Lee?
Well, I don't think we put him in Jaca as well. I think we played like Hume was a right midfielder, but he was drifting all over the place. But the thing you lose with Jaca is that you lose that calmness, that composure in the defence. You can't play off from the back when you haven't got Jaca in the team, because every time he gets the ball from, say, Robin Roofs or Alderete or Ballard, he'll always play this pass around the corner to the fullback, and he takes out two of their players who are closing down. And we didn't have that yesterday. We didn't have that outlet. And so we struggled to get a grip on the game. So yeah, Enzo and Sadiq in a two-man midfield was surprising. The other thing was that Gertruida didn't play, and there's a rumor going around as well that he's one game away from playing. That would trigger a clause that we have to buy him this month, and that's why he hasn't played since Brentford apparently. So I don't know how much that is true.
Ooh,
oh, that's interesting then. Yeah, I mean, I suppose that would make sense because Gertruida would. I mean, he's not been.
Why is that a bad thing? Why is that a bad thing? We should buy him.
Depends how much they want for him, though. That's the thing.
I think maybe they want to analyse it, Terry, until the end of the season and make a decision then. But to try and to probably entice him here now for this season, they probably had to include that clause. I think we've had.
If Jaca's going to be out for up to 6 weeks, then we need somebody desperately. And for me, like, he's one that could actually do that role just in front of the defenders.
Yeah, well, it's well, I mean, I don't know how true that is. You just sort of sprung that on us, Jacob.
I think potentially we've also hit a stalemate going into the final week of the window. I mean, obviously today we announced that we recalled Milan Alexic. People are saying that that's to fill in the midfield numbers for Jaca's injury, but me personally, I think we've recalled him just so there's a club that's put an offer on the table so we can get him out the door to bring. Was it because I think we're not going to get the main targets in 1 week, but maybe like a loan or two just to make up the numbers to get us through for the rest of the season, because definitely that right side of midfield, or that right hand side in general, we're struggling at the minute.
Right, okay, I'll bring you in just now, Terry. I'll just cross Milan Alexic recalled. I'll cross off my list because Jacob's a good one at doing that, at picking up on all my questions I've got to ask. Don't worry about it. Terry, you want in there?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I think Diarra looks like a good player to have back. You know, he's been missing for the most of the season. We lose Jaca now, but Diarra comes back. Diarra can slot into midfield on that right side. I thought yesterday, as we'll talk about the second half, I thought he looked the only one that had a bit of passion about him, a bit of drive about him. He was always going forward with the ball and creating lots of things. So he was the most positive shining light out yesterday's afternoon.
Right, okay. Jacob, you want back in?
I'm really, really excited to see what Diarra is all about. I mean, not forget he was our most expensive summer to buy in the window last summer. And I think him just having just that little bit, giving us that little bit of urgency in the middle of the park, you know, moving the ball a little bit quicker and just having, I think, a tad more energy than what Jaca will bring late on in games, is because I don't think Diarra's even got out of second or third gear yet for us. We're yet to see the best of him. I mean, I watched him for a few. Didn't he play a few times for Senegal at the AFCON? He didn't play in the final though, did he? And he
was banned for the final.
Yeah. He's someone who's going to win fouls. He's someone who's going to get stuck in, but he's someone who's just going to give us that little bit of extra quality on the ball in the middle, because we've got our current midfield have played a lot of games this season. The rest of the current midfield setup we have in Enzo and Siddiqui, if they've played a lot of minutes, we're going to need fresh legs, someone who's just come back. I think we'll manage him. We'll have to see how we manage him because he's just come back from injury. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he's all about when we get him fit and up and running.
Right, okay. On the chat there, Ian said it's the black tops. And because you won't like this, Terry, because you're not superstitious, but we haven't won wearing this black strip. Somebody else saying, Big Griffiths away, man. You can't blame the black tops, but saying
it's all about team. It's all about picking the wrong team yesterday, Phil.
Well, it could be the black tops as well, though, Terry. You know, I mean, you don't know. Emma,
that was the case to be the black cats as well, wouldn't it? No, beaten at home. We're beaten at home.
No, because they don't wear black cats. All right, League One, I'll bring you in first.
Yeah, so I think it's the black top. It's bad for business, Philly, because every time we win, the club immediately send an email after full time promoting the shirts to buy the shirt for getting fans to buy the shirts. I don't think they've done that with the black shirt this season so far, so they must be losing money.
Right, there you go. Jacob?
You know, I think it's a kit that over time, I think it's one of those ones that will grow on me. The only thing I just don't quite like is the badge on it. I think if it had the actual club crest, because it's currently got Samson the cat on it, I think it would look 10 times better than what it actually is. I do like the yellow numbers on the back as well. I think that's one of my favourite features.
Yeah, I don't like it. The one I've got on's the training top, what says the black cat, and I like the gold and stuff on it like that. But anyway, let's not go into kits. This is the unlucky one. Emma saying, saw the team, and I was like, WTF, whatever that means, is Hume doing in midfield? Not going to work. And then had a full-blown argument with him over it. So you had an argument with Hume over him playing in midfield. I don't understand, Emma. Mackham Cabby's on there. I love the Mackham Cabby. He says, guaranteed first home defeat will be against Burnley. Oh, my word, it's all doom and gloom tonight.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Johnny Cool said, no, we've got to be positive. I mean, are we 5 points off Champions League place or something like that? 4 points off fifth. I mean, we're going on a European tour. Mackham's in Milan and all that. Mackham's in Bilbao, staying at Lee's house. So Johnny Cool says, I agree with Terry. Worst first half I've seen from a Sunderland team in years. Before we go on to the next question, then just very quickly, we do like to try and hit 100 likes if we can on a Sunday. So if you've not hit the thumbs up yet, do that. Do us a favor and just get us up there. I'll take you a second. Give us a like. We've got over 100 people there on watching the stream at the moment. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. It's free to do so. 14 minutes in, we end up 1-0 down. Were we at fault for that? Should we have stopped the cross? Should our defenders done better, to stop the header coming off, Jacob?
A mixture of both. First of all, I think Ronaldo's got to do so better stopping that cross from Bowen. But at the same time, the fact that Mukiele allowed Somerville, who's more or less half his height, to get a header in the box like that and score is just beyond belief. I know that obviously if you look at it from a certain angle, it looks like the header was straight at Roofs, but it was the power. It was a great connection on it that took it past Roofs to put it in the back of the net. But that could have easily been prevented. And Somerville's been their most informed player of late. I think that's 3-3 he scored for them now. So he was always going to be a threat, but at the same time, the fact that he was allowed to score a header, I thought it was really poor from our behalf.
Yeah, I know his brother Jimmy quite well. Terry?
We're not going to talk about the team selection first, like Phil.
What about the team selection?
Opinion on that, to be fair.
Terry, what about the team selection?
Look, we kind of just blame Trey Hume for the whole situation that happened. Regis Labris, for the first time this season, made a mistake. End of the day, we're all human. Trey Hume's not a midfielder. And, there's not many players can take over Jaca's role and fill his boots. But, yeah, he's a right back, not a midfielder. I think the whole team, the majority of the team itself had an off game in the first half. They really weren't up for it. The heads weren't held up high. Ronaldo was completely, for whatever reason, just off colour at all yesterday. Jared Bowen had him on toast all afternoon. I was surprised he didn't get sent off in the first half the way he was playing. Jared Bowen had him on toast. Mundle, for me, is out of depth in the Premier League. It looks as if he's out of depth in the Premier League on the left-hand side. On the right side, Mayenda was kind of looked the same on the right yesterday. So when you got the two wingers not performing, you got Hume giving the ball away left, right and centre and giving penalties away. And then you got Ronaldo just not at the races. It's not going to be a good ending, is it? So for me, the team selection was wrong because you needed to have, I would have thought, if Diarra and Talby weren't ready, sort of match fit to start the game yesterday, because Talby didn't get many minutes at all in AFCON, so he's basically sitting over there and his arse not doing much. So he's not sort of up there match speed. And if Diarra's not ready and you had to start someone, you have to start Gertrude. So Gertrude would have to start there in the Jaca's role and not Hume. So for me, it's like it's a accumulation of Regis Labris getting it wrong, which of course he realised and changed it at half time, and a lot of players underperforming. And a lot of players for me won't be in that side when the window closes, because I think when Talby's up and running, I think even Adingra for me would be better on the left than Mundle at this moment in time. I think Mundle could possibly we're going out after watching him yesterday and in the previous game, possibly could do with going out on loan in the Championship, and when Talby and Adingra's fit, they will be okay on the left-hand side.
Right, okay. I'll come to you just now, Jacob. And sometimes I say things on this channel to just provoke a reaction sort of thing. But honestly, I can't get over this thing of everybody saying how bad we were first half and stuff like that. Now, maybe when I was watching it, I was dozing and falling asleep or whatever. But I honestly, and I'm not doing it to provoke a reaction, I don't think we was as bad as people are making out. I really don't.
Hey, look, Phil, first, you need to get a grip of yourself. We're playing third off bottom, who are like sort of clear, well adrifted bottom, a team that's only won 2 at home all season, and with 3 down at half time. That's an okay half.
No, but it's all right. It's all right stating those statistics, right? Of the third bottom, they've actually had a better run of form now. They're starting to pick up a bit. It was always going to be a tricky one. So, you kind of chuck them stats at us. All I'm doing is I'm just giving my opinion. When I watched it, I didn't think it was as bad as people are making it. Obviously, it must have been bad, and I've not seen it. I've not seen it properly because
you're in the walk, be great, Phil. You're in the walk, and you're in the walk.
Honestly, you know me.
You've gone walk over the week, haven't you?
I'm the most unwoke person ever. Now, maybe I was working late on the Friday night. I must admit, so maybe I was a bit dozy or whatever. Jacob, I'll bring you in. Go on.
I knew they were going to give a big reaction, especially coming off the back of a London derby win against Spurs the other week. In terms of how we set up, though, I mean, Terry will talk about the team selection a little bit more in a bit, but in terms of our shape, our system, we allowed West Ham to press us from minute one, and we don't handle sides playing that system if they're going to press you at all, particularly away from home. It's just not clicking right now. And I mean, I still personally think that Hume would have started in that role anyway if Jaca was fit. So it was just, but Philly's, in terms of defending Philly here, I think if we didn't give that penalty away and we went in 2-0 down at half time, it would have been it might have been a completely different game second half, because the game for me was done at 3-0. I think it was just about giving a good reaction performance in that second, but which we did for a fair amount of time. The subs obviously changed that, the likes of Diarra coming back in, and who else did he brought on Sirkin, didn't he? You know what, I thought even 09 gave a good account of himself when he came on as well for the last few minutes.
I'll tell you what, Jacob, before you answer all of my questions, what I've spent all afternoon coming up with. All right, I'll just we'll come on to all that anyway. I'm getting absolutely slated here on the chat. Know nothing about football. Yes, tick. I know that. Get your blinkers off. Take that black top off. It's causing a bad performance and all that. Philly, just shush. I know. Let's bring you in, Lee. Team selection, I think, was on something like that. Did Reggie totally get it wrong then?
I just think it was down to missing Jaca. I think he's the glue that keeps the team together, and I think Hume was always gonna play in that role because, as we know, Reggie likes to have one winger that's kind of offensive, and the other side likes to keep it tight. But yeah, I think it's disappointing
Lee,
because yes.
Can I interrupt you a minute, Lee?
Yeah.
What shape did we have? What was the formation yesterday?
3-4-3, wasn't it?
No.
It was like a 4-4-1-1 type of thing. I think
that's what we
was
started with.
Yeah.
I think Hume was in the midfield. Hume was like replacing Jaca because Mayenda was on the right.
No, but Mayenda was doing that hybrid role where he was like on the right wing, but he was also going like number 10 and a second striker. So like Hume was basically right midfield, but also kind of covering it right back as well sometimes. Like he's been doing recently a lot, but I think like you have to look at our creative players, and our creative players didn't do anything yesterday. Enzo was kind of quiet, Mayenda was quiet, Mundell was quiet, and you look at their three key players, Fernandez, Bourne and Somerville, and they all scored, and they were the best players. But yeah, I think it's a worry, isn't it? Because we've only scored 6 goals away from home this season, so I just think, Jaca is the key to the way we play, the way he brings out the ball, and we haven't got anyone else who can do that at the minute.
Right, okay, fair enough. Johnny Cool on the chat says, I need to go to Turkey to get eye transplants, apparently. Right, okay, what about this this goal then? Because I was on that and then I got pulled back with Terry. I mean, could we have done more to stop that? I've already done Jacob on that. Terry, could we do more to stop this goal, or stop the cross, or at least, stop him getting there in Somerville?
Yeah, like I say, Ronaldo, for whatever reason, probably had his worst 45 minutes in a Sunderland shirt. Because I thought in the past, Ronaldo would have taken that ball out before Jared Bourne got down to the byline and put the cross in. So for whatever reason, there was too many players in the first half. And look, like people are saying, "Oh, if we get beat, we crap." You know, at the end of the day, I thought the second half we were the better side. The first half we were rubbish. Simple as, you got to see it the way it is. There's no point polishing a turd. You can't make a turd a good thing if it's bad. Simple as. First half we were rubbish. West Ham were far better, the better side in the first half. They absolutely bossed us after the first 6 minutes. I thought the first 5 minutes, I thought, well, we're looking quite good here. West Ham couldn't get the ball, but as soon as they scored, they just bossed us in the first half. And for, like I say, Ronaldo should have stopped that cross from getting in, simple as. And then obviously we should have. Normally, our defence is the best part of obviously our gameplay. We're really strong in defence, and like Jacob said, one of the smallest players, Somerville, got a free header. New Kelly didn't mark him, and that's uncharacteristically like New Kelly because he's been brilliant this season. Yeah. And like I said, just too many players in that first half had an off game, and that led us to be 3-0 down.
Right, okay. So, Lee, I mean, should we stop the cross? And, I mean, Somerville in the middle, you can't leave him this way.
No, and I think, Philly, one thing that gets me annoyed a lot is that when we defend, we always have one-on-one. We always leave wingers one-on-one. Whereas other teams against us, they always double up. So you get Mundell, he's always got two wingers. But we always leave them one-on-one. And I think you can't leave a player like Jared Bourne one-on-one. No matter how good Ronaldo is, Jared Bourne's a pretty good player. And he gets that half yard and he gets the ball in. Nordy, he's switched off, doesn't get his bearings right. And then Somerville just like heads it in. And you're asking Robin Roos to make a Craig Gordon-esque save from that range, unfortunately. And it was surprising because we were on top in that at that moment in the game. Like, we had a good start. We had the Siddiqui shot. We started well, so it kind of came against them on the play, and it would have been nice because there was a walkout, wasn't it? Or there was a late entrance from the West Ham fans in protest. So, you know what I mean? If we'd have got that first goal, it would have made the atmosphere even more hostile. So it's kind of 6 and 2 threes, but I think that goal just kind of set the pace for the rest of the match, didn't it? And we didn't really create any other chances in the first half. I mean, Trey Hume, I think, had a header that went over the bar. A looping header, but apart from that, we were really poor, and Ronaldo was poor. He probably could have been sent off as well for the tackle that he did, which he created because he took a quick throw in.
I'll stop you there because that's another one of my questions what you're trying to tick off. I just want to say a massive big thank you to David 125, Jimmy Buck, and Rooster Coburn as well, because my dad joke did not get missed.
Don't know, but his Wi-Fi has gone off. What are you going to say, Jacob?
You are?
What were you going to say, Jacob? Why Philly's having a bit of a freak out?
No, I was going to talk about, I mean, I can understand Lee's point. We started that game with a lot of momentum, but we relied in terms of how we set up a lot on the wide plays to basically get the service into Brobby, because when he's not on the ball, you know, we have to open up the pitch a lot more. But it was such an easy afternoon for their fullbacks, Oliver Scholes, and particularly Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He more or less had Mundell in his back pocket the entire game. But Mundell, I don't remember getting past him once in that 90 minutes, to be honest.
Are we back, Phil? Phil's still frozen.
Terry, over to you, hosting.
Over to me. Right, second goal, penalty. We'll talk about the penalty. Lee, what was your thoughts on the penalty with you? Was it a penalty or not?
I thought it was soft, you know. If you watch it from another angle, I thought it was soft, but over to you, Lee.
No, I think when you look at it, it's one of those when it's in real time, you think...
You can hear us or not, but I think I've got a problem with the internet somewhere.
You're back. You're not.
He's not back. Anyway. But no, I think when you look at it real time, it looks like one of those where the player runs into the defender. But I think when you see like the action replay and the still frame of the image, you're going to see that Hume kind of puts his leg out. When you put your leg out like that, even though your leg is on the ground, you're still making the intent to kind of like make your body bigger. And the guy might have like looked for the contact, but still, it's hard to not give those. We'd be fuming anyway, wouldn't we, I think, as well?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. Jacob?
What, the second one? I can understand Lee's point of view. I mean, when you watch it from a certain angle, it does look like, who was it, Souček that he brought down?
No,
I think so.
It was wasn't Suja. It was Skulls.
Oh, the left back. It did look from one angle in particular that Skulls made a big huff about in terms of going down easily. But I do agree with what Lee said. If you do stick your leg out in those sorts of marking situations, you're going to give a referee a decision to make. And in terms of the penalty itself, Bone was quite lucky, actually, almost double kicked it if you watch it from a certain angle.
Yeah, he slipped, didn't he? He did slip.
Yeah.
I thought it was a penalty. Like, at first I wasn't sure, but I looked back, I thought, yeah, definitely a penalty. And to be fair, I mean, we're talking about Hume's first half performance. I just thought Hume just had a really off game. I mean, he was giving the ball away a lot, wasn't he, Lee?
Yeah, well, I think it's that same old expression, isn't it? Square pegs in round holes. And I mean, we've got Hume playing right midfield or centre midfield, wherever you want to put him. You've got Mayenda, who doesn't know if he's a forward, if he's a wide player, if he's a number 10. You got Mundell, who's out of form, and I think I saw a comment before saying you can't carry 4 or 5 players, and in the end, it's gonna affect the team. And without Jaca as well, we really did struggle. And I was with you, Terry. I think I was thinking if we can get the half time at 2-0, then you know what I mean. Like we might have a chance. Right, Reggie will get in. Give him a half-time tea talk, and we usually do come out better second half. We did it against who was it again? Was it against Everton at home? Everton at home, Tottenham. You know what I mean? And we scored against Everton straight after half-time. So, but I think that third goal was just the killer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was game over from that point.
Am I back?
You're back.
Yes.
What was your thoughts on the penalty?
I thought it was a soft penalty. I really did. I know I heard you say that a bit earlier that Hume gave away a penalty. I thought it was a very soft penalty. I missed what you were saying. Are you all saying it was a Stonewaller? Probably.
Well, we thought, I thought it was definitely a penalty, but I mean, it's it's not like one of those ones initially thought it was a penalty to watch the replay back. He did get the man rather than the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, all right. I wasn't, I wasn't too keen on it being a penalty. I just, I thought we were a bit hard done to.
Philly, if that was in favour of us, what would you have said?
Penalty, Stonewaller. Oh dear.
Of course. Something.
And of course, it showed you on the telly how when he took the penalty, was it Bowen took the penalty? I think Jim's son as well. And he slipped, didn't he? So, but I mean, it had to be right in the corner as well, because at least, Robin Roofs guessed right. And I mean, he almost got to it as well.
So we're talking about Trey Hume there. I mean, end of the day, look, he had a bad day. Obviously, he was put in a sort of a difficult situation because it's not his position to play, and he's a right back. He's been good for the majority of the season. He's had a bad day. Look, at the end of the day, we'll have to get over this result and move on, and I'm sure he'll play well again this season.
Yeah, I mean, he was played out of position as well. You know what I mean? So you've got to cut him a bit of slack there, really. But I mean, I'll get on to these changes anyway. Another quick one because I'm going to have to do an advert just now. Ronaldo was lucky to stay on the pitch, really. Just on half time. What are your thoughts on that? Should he been sent off? And is that not one of the reasons he was then substituted at half time? I mean, he was already on a yellow card and being a bit reckless. Lee?
I think he was lucky, yes, but at the same time, he only made 2 fouls in the whole game up to that point. And I think if you make 2 fouls and you get booked for both fouls, I think it's quite harsh. But the second foul, it basically came from his own doing because we got a throw in on his side, and he decided to take a quick throw into Mundell. Mundell lost the ball, and Ronaldo chased back and caught Bone. And when you're away from home and I think we were 2-0 down at that point, weren't we? Or 3-0 down. You think that things are going to go against you, don't they? Because the home fans are there pressuring you. The referee feels he's got to give it. And I was actually pleased that the referee didn't send them off. And then I think that was the warning sign, wasn't it, for Reggie to kind of, let's take them off. Let's get Circle on for the second half because He's only got one more foul and then he's off. And with Ronaldo, you know that he does have that mistake in him to do a foul like that or to lose his head. We've seen it before early in the season, so I think it was the right decision to take him off, and I think it was the right decision not to send him off because it was only his second foul, I think.
Yeah, right. Okay. Just very quickly on the chat, Johnny Cool says should have had a red. Mick Griffith says sick of getting stupid bookings. On the Hume thing, Emma is saying the whole thing with Hume is what we saw with Neil as the captain's armband weighs heavy. Fair point. Jacob, Ronaldo, should he have been sent off?
I think I can understand why some fans thought he was lucky, but overall, I think it was just a really poor performance from Ronaldo. I think it goes back to the debate. He's one of those that's played a lot of minutes for us this season. I know he had that small break away at AFCON, but obviously he's come back. He looked quite fresh when he came back, to be fair. You know, lots of energy, like he hadn't been away, but you know, Jared Bowen just, you know, had him on toast for particularly that first half. And if I can understand Lee's point, if we'd left him on the pitch with him being on a yellow, it could have been even worse for us. So I back Reggie's decision to take him off, but I think he's he'll bounce back. One of those players that does quite well after a setback. He'll bounce back against Burnley, I think.
Right, okay. Terry, should he have gone off before half time?
Well, in this environment at the moment, I think either one of those two challenges, if it hadn't been on a yellow card, would have gotten a yellow card. So I think in that way of looking at things, yes, it probably was a red card, but like Lee says, he only made two mistakes in the whole of the game, so it's a bit harsh. So I can see both sides of the coin on that one. But personally, I think if we're only 2-0 down at half time, I don't think Reggie makes three changes. But I think that we're being 3-0 down. He had to do something because he knew. He knew it. I mean, he knows himself. He's a clever head coach. He's made a mistake, so he changed it at half time, made amends, and made the three subs. I'm sure we'll go on about now. But yeah, I think it would have been a bit harsh getting a red card. But at the same time, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was a red card.
So really, though, I mean, what it boils down to basically is bad refereeing. Because of the
it happens all over. That happens all the time, doesn't it? I mean, well, like if someone gets dragged down inside the penalty box, they don't get a penalty. If the same thing's outside the penalty box, they get a free kick. So
yeah, absolutely. It's frustrating.
It boils your piss. I know it boils your blood.
Yeah, it's frustrating, Lee.
But I think it was actually good refereeing, Philly, because normally you feel the pressure to give that because the home team's winning 2 or 3-0. The other team, you kind of like kick them while they're down, sort of thing, and he kind of just like took his time to think about it, and he said straight away, no. And I think he got it right because you got to take into a lot of factors. Like it was Ronaldo's second foul, and that was it.
So do you not then think that second tackle by Ronaldo was a yellow card tackle?
But are you gonna book people for every tackle that they make, Philly, even if they made the first tackle?
Well, it's either a bookable offence or it's not. You know what I mean? That's the thing. So go on, Terry, jump in.
I think the referee plays the game as it goes along. I think if that game's 0-0, he gets a red card. I think that game's 3-0. Referee says, "Why the game's basically over. I'm not going to punish the team anymore by sending the player off." I actually think that's what goes through referees' heads.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. It's wrong, totally wrong, but I do agree. Look, we got to go to a break here. Once again, a massive thank you to Wolf Competitions for sponsoring our channel this season. Really are grateful to them for that. I've told you, people win all the time. We go out and about and we go back to the same houses. And I'm just going to play you this. This is from not last week, the week before, because I was going to play you this one last week. And we went on to the free car instead. So just watch this first, all right?
wolfcompetitions.co.uk.
Yes, we got there at the end. It's We Philly for Wolf Competitions. We are here in Hendon in Sunderland. We are back to see Nicola for a fourth time because she keeps winning. Honestly, she's won another £1,000 and roll of the dice for a chance to win up to 300 quid. Do you think I might have forgotten the dice? Do you think it might still be in the car? I hope so. Yeah. Hello again. We should just bring our beds and stay here, shouldn't we? I mean, honestly, you just keep winning. Nicola, how you doing?
I'm all right, thanks.
All right, we're back again from Wolf Competitions. £1,000 you've won. How did you win it?
Premier Wheel on Sunderland again.
On Sunderland again. See, Sunderland are the team that win you loads of cash, like Nicola Denny, and you've got the chance to roll the dice again. What did you get last time? Can you remember?
200, I think, the last
200.
one.
Right, okay, look. It's £50 a spot. All right, so hopefully this time, right, you'll get the 6 and it'll be a nice 300. Give it a roll. Come on, let's have a look. Come on. It's a 5. That's all right, isn't it? 250 quid and your 1,000. That's 1,250. Nicola, just say wolfcompetitions.co.uk.
Wolf Competitions, wolfcompetitions.co.uk.
Yes, we got there at the end. Yes. Thumbs up like that. There you go. Way. So there you go then. And I've quickly, because people do win all the time, that was the 4th time we've been there. We was out on Friday gone and we went back again and she won another £1,000. So check it out. Wolfcompetition.co.uk. Link is in the description. Get yourself on there. Win some money. And I could be knocking on your door as well. Right then, half time. We're 3-0 down. It's all doom and gloom, apart from in my hotel, where I'm thinking we've actually done all right. And Reggie makes these. Reggie makes these changes. Sergen for Ronaldo, Diarra for Hume, Talby for Mundell. Your thoughts on that, Terry? Try and unmute yourself. You do it every single week. You'd never fail.
I know it makes you happy, doesn't it? I think if Talby had a few games in AFCON, if Diarra hadn't just come back from obviously being out injured for a while and travelling around the country, I think them two start anyway at the beginning of the game. But I think because them two are probably just not match fitness, match ready, is give the benefit of doubt to Mundell, who's played a few games, and obviously Hume. So yeah, and I thought Dennis Certain came on and played well. I thought he did all right. I thought the 3 players came on once we got into the game a bit. I think the sort of the energy of Diarra and the forward attack and play from Diarra, I thought we played a lot better. I thought until possibly the last 5-10 minutes in the first half, we were the better side. So I was quite pleased with the 3 changes. Reggie knew he's made a mistake. He made amends. We all know 3-0 down, the game's gone. It's very difficult to come back from 3-0 down, but we did ourselves justice in the second half.
Right, okay. So good to see changes made anyway. Lee, your thoughts on the substitutions at halftime?
Yeah, I think he had to. I mean, we were 3-0 down, and the 3 players that he took off probably our 3 worst players in the first half. Listen, they did all right. Diarra was probably the pick of the bunch. I thought he played really well. He gave us some energy and he was involved for the goal. It wouldn't surprise me if he actually comes in and plays right midfield next week. And then have Talby on the left. But overall, Philly, I just think that even though we made the changes and we got the goal, which we'll come on to, I don't think we did anything of note in the second half. We just kind of stayed in the game, but didn't really do much. So while we did make the 3 changes and they were positive, there were some positives, I don't think we did enough to get... I don't think we deserved the goal, actually. I thought it was like against the player, but...
Do you not think that was a fantastic goal, though? Oh, well, let's
brilliant cross.
It was.
Well, I'll tell you what, before you ruin another one of my questions, I've spent all afternoon trying to come up with. All right, we'll come on to the goal. We'll do that next. Jacob, substitutions at halftime?
Backed it. I do agree with the previous point that if we'd gone in at 2-0 down, I don't think it would have been 3 changes, but I think the fans were just wanting a big reaction from Reggie because the first half performance was a shambles from start to finish. And I think in terms of, I mean, Talby probably didn't even think himself he would get on until at least the final 15 or 20 minutes. But the fact he brought him on at half time just shows how much he rates Talby and wants him up and running sooner rather than later, because once he's gets back in as our first choice left winger, you know, it will be a big difference, because I don't think Mundell's cut out for the quality of this division for me personally. I mean, it doesn't surprise you why he was linked with moves away. I think Rangers were the front runners for him this month. Who else? Sirkin came on for Ronaldo. Understandable. Ronaldo was torn to pieces by Bowen. And Diarra, I thought him linking up with Mukiele on that side, I do agree with Lee, him sort of slotting in to be a right-sided midfield player. I thought it worked. It worked really, really. Didn't he do that? We brought him on at Brighton away, and he played the final 15 as a right midfield player as well. But I would personally like to see Diarra in his natural position in the middle alongside Siddiqui, and because I think that Adingra played right side of the midfield in that Everton Cup game, and in the first 45 minutes where he played really well, he was actually okay. I thought he was done well to link up the play of the midfield and was involved in a lot of our attacks. But only time will tell. I wouldn't be against Diarra starting right midfield next game. That's if we're going to stick with the same system.
Right, okay. Terry, you're one in there.
Yeah, look, at half time the game had gone, so what he had to do was give some minutes in the legs of Calvi and Diarra, simple as. So the 45 minutes will benefit them too for the Burnley game. Will hopefully get us back on track for the Burnley game.
Right, okay. Just very quickly on the chat. John Swinney, our friend down in New Zealand, says looking forward to Diarra getting a good run of games. He looks class. Tam says Diarra can play the number 6 role. Alan Gardner, was it Alan Gardner, the Alan who came to Bolton with us when we had our day? I can't remember. Anyway, Alan the Gardener overthinks too much instead of sticking to the basics he expects from the players. Someone else saying, where was it? Loan Mundell and Meander out, but don't sell them, is what we're saying there. Right, okay, so have we done you, Lee, on the subs?
Yep.
Have we done everybody? Because I haven't jotted you down. Sorry about that. Right, okay then. 66 minutes, Brobby gets a goal. First of all, tell us what you thought of the goal. And also, did you, because I did, and I don't know if I've been thinking like myself and not everybody else, but when we got that goal, I thought, game on here. I really did. I thought West Ham are going to get nervy now, and this, especially with it being so early in the second half, is getting it. Lee, thoughts on the goal?
Yeah, again, we're scoring some really nice team goals in the last few matches, which is like nice to see. I think that's a sign that we've we've got the defensive side of the game sussed, and now we're trying to work on the attacking side to be more creative and score more goals, and we are scoring much better goals. But yeah, no, it was a very nice goal. I mean, you saw Diarra pick up the ball and drive forward, which is like what you want to see. And then you see Nordy like bombing past him, and Nordy's got that pace, and his crossing is up there with David Beckham. Like he puts in a hell of a cross with his right foot. He's really good at bending it around defenders when it looks like he hasn't got the angle to bend it around, but he finds the angle. He did it against the Mags when Volta Mackham scored the goal. And he's done it a few times this season, so that was a great ball. And you saw that Brobby was there waiting, ready to pounce. He got in the right position, and fair play to Brobby, because it was a fantastic header, guided in the corner, and the keeper had no chance. And did I get hope? Of course, you always get hope, but I don't think we really kicked on because that kind of put the jitters up a bit about the West Ham fans a bit. They were a bit silent after that, but I don't think we kind of kicked on enough to go on and get a second. So overall, yeah, great team goal. And I think that's a positive that Brobby's got another goal, that we are creating team goals. And I think that little by little, we will see more creative spark and more team goals in the coming games, hopefully.
Right, okay. Terry, your thoughts on the Brobby goal? And did you seriously think then, we could be back in it here?
To be honest, you're always hoping you can be back in it, but until you score the second goal, you're not really here. So I thought that it's great to see Brobby score a goal. Nice to see him start scoring goals and bursting the back of the net. And I'm over the moon for him. And like I say, that cross from Nordy was absolutely fantastic. And obviously Diarra in the play as well. But I think, when the teams, we could have came out second half and capitulated, or we could have came out second half, put a real fight up. I mean, I thought we give ourselves a decent fight. I think West Ham, obviously 3 up, might take the foot off the pedal a little bit because they were definitely the best side in the first half. And until the last 5 minutes, till
were
they
they though? Were they really?
until the last 5 minutes where they had a couple of chances when they could have made it 4-1, because obviously we're going for the second goal. They didn't really threaten in the second half. But again, we didn't create enough to threaten much in the second half as well. I thought like Miyenda out wide right, he looked okay, but it seems yesterday he just couldn't beat his man. And the same as Mundle on the left. Mundle didn't want to go down the touch line to get the ball, especially he wanted to cut inside, and he couldn't beat his man either. So we need players. We really could do with Traore back, to be honest. Proper right-sided winger. And obviously we get likes of Talby and a Dingle who can play on the left when they're both up and running. Talby and then a Dingle will come in last 20 minutes or whatever. We need to get balls in the box for Brobby more, because that's what Brobby can do. You know, he's an animal. He's like a little brick shithouse, isn't he? He's a bulldog. He's strong. That's what he brings to the game. But he's not getting enough crosses in the box for him. That's all.
Right, okay. Before I come to you, Jacob, I quickly want to jump in the chat there. Craig Thurwell says, bring Darwin Núñez in. It was the best move for the goal. The cross, that's Mick Griffiths down there. Alan Gardner says he wasn't him who came to Bolton. So it must have been an Alan somebody. Johnny Kill says, great header, Brobby will score. If you supply him down there, Ian says the lad from the Echo said Jaca is out for 2 weeks down there as well. Nobody was well pissed getting subbed. Jacob, Brobby's goal, well taken, well worked. And did you get a bit of hope? You was in the away end down there at the Olympic Stadium, or whatever they call it now.
Yeah, London Stadium. I actually gained a bit of momentum off because there was about 25 minutes when Brobby got that goal. I thought, right, let's make a get. I think we had the opportunity to do that, but I think we're just a little bit too cautious. I think we were more worried about if we committed too many men forward and we lost the ball, West Ham would have picked us off. I think if we'd really, wanted to get out of second gear and go at West Ham, get our more creative players on the ball, get more crosses into the box, we could have pushed for a second goal and it might have come sooner. But yeah, it just wasn't to me. That's the biggest problem we have right now, particularly away from home. We're not creating enough chances, right, and we're not getting the right balls into the box to Brobby regularly. And if we do that, then we'll score more goals. Hence what happened yesterday.
Okay, just very quickly then, thanks to Emma for banging the drum for us. We've got 69 likes at the moment, 31 more people, and we can hit that magic 100 we'd like to get on a Sunday. It really does help the channel out if you give us a like. So just hit the thumbs up, take your second to do that. And as well, if you are watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Take your second to do so. And it is free to subscribe as well. Luke 09, shot across, because if this had gone in, right, then I do genuinely believe that West Ham would have just crumbled. Lee, shot across.
I think it was a cross, but he just didn't get it right. But he did get it right, and he didn't get it right at the same time. But I think it was a cross, personally.
Jacob?
Yeah, cross. 100. It was unlucky not to go in, to be fair.
All right, okay. Terry?
Oh, it's 100% a cross, but I mean, he's that unpredictable look on 9. It would have been amazing if he'd scored that. Would have been amazing.
Yeah, I do generally think if we'd got the rub of the green on that and it had gone in, I do think we would certainly have at least have got a point out of that. Jacob?
A question to all you. Were you surprised that at that period in the game he took a Nordy off?
Yeah.
I think he got a bit of a knock, didn't he? He went down and someone trampled on his fingers, but he got that bandage on his finger, and he looked in pain. So I think Vegis just took him off as precautionary, even though he didn't want to be taken off because players don't want to be. But I think he just took a knock and he didn't want to I think it was making sure he was okay for the next game.
Yeah, I definitely think it had to do with that because, I mean, he was probably, he was one of the ones who were, again, I watched a different game to use, but he seemed, like he had a decent game out of anybody. So I think I was in a bit of pain with that, whatever's wrong with his finger or whatever it is. Right, okay. Alderete versus their number 15, right? The two 15s, basically head to head in the box, totally ignoring the fact that the game's going on. They hit the bar and they're oblivious to it because they're squaring up to each other. Your thoughts on that, Terry?
God knows what went on, but it's passion, isn't it? That's the passion for the game. That's what you. At the end of the
Is it
day,
not-
I like to see a bit of that in a match. I like to see a bit of drive and a bit of passion in the game. So for me, I haven't got a problem with that because I mean, if it had been like sort of if we were drawn, I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would turn his back on the game and get drawn into that kind of confrontation. But when it's been 3-1 down, I think he's just seen red, hasn't he? The pair of them are just not going to back down, are they? They're both alpha males.
I mean, it's just. I get what you're saying. You want to see that passion. You want to see that fight. But, was it not very unprofessional that he just, he just switched off? You know what I mean? I mean, the ball, they didn't even know when it came in and it hit the bar. It's just, Jacob, your thoughts on it?
I mean, it was, when you watch it on Match of the Day, it was quite funny from that angle where it was a thunderous strike and then Alderete's just, giving it large, like what Terry said, showing a bit of passion. Was it Mavropanos? I think it was their centre back. But I think it just shows that Alderete's making a statement. He wants kind of his teammates to do the same as well. Give a reaction to show that the rest of the 90 minutes, the performance was very, very poor. And yeah, like what Terry said, I do like to see that, even though I don't condone it a lot of the time. But yeah, it was just passion and frustration. That's the main thing.
Right. Before we go any further, Emma on the chat, she wants to get her juices flowing because she wants Lee to say his name because she loves the way you say it.
Me?
Yeah.
Lee.
No. It must be the name of the player. What's Alderete?
Oh, right. Okay.
Alderete.
Alderete.
Alderete. There you go. Right.
Yeah.
There you go. That's right. We've probably lost Emma for the rest of the show now. Right. Okay. Your thoughts on it then, Lee?
I think if you ever want a definition of the term handbags in football, that was it, wasn't it? Because I don't know what Alderete was doing because the game was going on. They were giving each other an Eskimo kiss, and then obviously Alderete could have been sent off, I reckon, as well, if that Mavropanos had gone down, because Alderete actually moves his head in a kind of headbutting direction. So if Mavropanos had gone down, it wouldn't surprise me if Alderete might have been given a red by VAR. But yeah, I think we lost our discipline in that game. Ronaldo lost his discipline. Mukiele was arguing when he went off. Alderete's moment. Jaca. I think it was a bit lack of discipline, and I think that's what happens when you're 3-0 down and when you're 3-1 down and you're not playing well.
It's a clear case of lack of leadership on the pitch. Let's face it. Jaca not being there with the experience of what he brings to the team. That for me shows that's what we're missing big time. So we need him back as soon as possible.
Right, okay. Somebody said on the Miles Percival, do we mention Match of the Day and that Baldy bloke again? And I know we'll not pass this round anyway. I know last week they were saying, don't give a shit what he says. To be honest, it winds me up. It does wind me up how we win and there's nothing to say. And Match of the Day this week, you couldn't shut him up. You know what I mean? But let's move on. We are running out of time here, so I'm not going to get loads in. But Jaca arguing with the West Ham fan. There's been different things on social media. People have said, I love it. It shows, his passion and stuff like that. Others have disagreed and said, he should have ignored them. It probably would have wound them up more if he just ignored them. Your view on it, Terry, what did you think of it?
I don't really know what was said, to be honest. I don't really know what went on. I just know there was a bit of an argument. But at the end of the day, who remembers the old Cantona karate kick in the crowd?
I remember watching it. I remember watching it as it happened. These
But we all react differently. We all react differently. If someone, we have no idea what he was saying to Jaca, and and he's not. Some people just won't sit there and take it. And fair play. If someone's going to give it, expect it back. Simple as.
Yeah, the apparently different depends what you read, but I've read today that when Nordy came off, the West Ham fans were giving it to him because Nordy was throwing a tantrum apparently with Reggie, and so they were giving it to him and giving it the ooh and all that. And in the end, Jaca turned around and it said something like "show a bit of respect" and that. So then they started on him, and he's offering up people out and all this. Jacob, you want in there?
Goes back to what Terry said. It's just passion. We love to see that from that's our captain right there. That's the captain's mentality. Fair play to Granit Xhaka also. I know it was sort of could argue it was a bit of mind games where we probably wanted West Ham to think that he was playing, and then all of a sudden when the team sheets are announced, he wasn't, and they might have to make some last minute tactical changes. But you have to remember, Xhaka, he couldn't have travelled with. You might not have decided. He basically couldn't have travelled with the team at all. Really, he fair play for him going and coming down with the team, sitting on the bench. I know Mags were absolutely slated him on social media the past 24 hours, but at the same time, your captain is out injured and he's in the prawn sandwich brigade with a blanket round him. Yeah, fair enough. Yet you're having a go at Xhaka for showing a bit of passion whilst being on the substitutes bench.
Is that Terry in your bedroom? Terry, was you in Jacob's bedroom there doing the thumbs up?
I don't know idea where that comes from.
You do. I thought that's what you do. Lee, your thoughts on Xhaka buying?
Yeah, I think it all happened because what you said, Philly, that when Nordy came off, the West Ham fans were kind of goading him because of the way he reacted. Obviously, I think if Xhaka's reacting like that, then obviously something's been said to him that's kind of triggered him. I think it was like the way it dragged on was kind of a bit unprofessional. I think, like, listen, if you've been insulted or whatever, tell the match official or tell the steward, get the bastard kicked out and then continue with the game. I thought it just it got more attention than it deserved, really, I thought.
Yeah, Xhaka's a grass. Please, sir, he's giving me some stick behind you.
Well, it depends what he said, Phil. You know what I mean? It depends what he said.
Football, man, you got to take it. Get a backbone. That's what you got to do. Right, look, we are really out of time. Just very quickly, Jacob, you'll probably know, when's the deadline day for transfers? Will it be Monday?
It's the day after the Burnley game, I think.
Tuesday.
The Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday,
right, okay.
I think it's the 3rd.
Right, okay, well, what we'll do, I was going to slightly touch on Burnley. We're out of time. I was going to...
we'll do Burnley next Sunday. It's not till Monday,
well, that's what I was going to say. And I was going to talk about transfers. Well, what we'll do next Sunday, we'll look ahead to the Burnley game on the Monday. And we'll discuss transfers and stuff like that because it will really be sort of like, the last chance saloon to try and get people in. So that's what we'll do. Listen, thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. You've been absolute stars, a lot of you. With 20 people away from hitting the 100 on the likes. Hit the thumbs up. Give us a one of them, if you will. Give us a like, and that'll help us. That really does wrap it up for tonight. Jacob, do you just want to say bye to everybody?
See you later, everyone. And most importantly, Philly's best bit of the show, keep the faith.
That's good. You wasn't with us there for a second. I thought you were still...
I tuned out. Sorry, I'm just reading.
Yeah, I thought you were still in mourning over that Man United result this afternoon. Terry, just about everybody.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Come on, smash the 100 likes. And Newcastle got beat today.
Boom. And as per usual, in Spanish, Lee, away you go.
Buenas noches a todos. Feliz semana. How are the lads? Vamos. Let's do this. How are the lads?
See, and I totally agree 100%.
And one more time for Emma Alderete. There you go.
Hey, yeah, man, she's not even watching now, man. She's busy. Right. Listen, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Once again, a massive thank you to Wolf Competitions for sponsoring the channel. There is a link in the description. Get yourself on there. Win some money. change your life. That's what you got to do. And don't forget, of course, if you are a member of the channel, then watch for your name in the credits at the end. Thanks a lot. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.